And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Pine River-Backus High School. Tonight, we start the high school boys basketball final week of the regular season, and I am Devin Kruger as we welcome you to tonight's broadcast. It's the Pine River-Backus Tigers and the Drakes of Blackduck. Welcome to our Station 371 pregame show, restocking food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has your bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, and is one of the only area fuel stations with kerosene and off-road diesel. Of course, don't forget your hunting and fishing licenses at Station 371 in Pine River. JV just wrapped up. Pine River-Backus won handily in the B Squad match, or JV match, 77-23. The Tigers going for the sweep over the Drakes in this 2025-2026 regular season, which surprisingly, I mean, the winter season is always long, yet it still speeds along, goes quickly, and we are in the final week of the regular season. Girls basketball playoffs start Thursday here on the home floor for the PRB Tigers. We will be here for that one on yourliveevent.com, as well as some radio coverage. Their opponent, that will be determined tonight in the first round of the 5A tournament. Here on our Station 371 pregame show, we'll take you through the breakdown of these two teams. We'll have both head coaches joining us, get you the starting lineups, and we are looking at that tip-off right around 7 o'clock. The final week of the boys basketball regular season starts tonight on yourliveevent.com. And make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
And welcome back to our Station 371 pre-game show. Devin Kruger here with you as it's Pine River-Backus and Blackduck here for the second to last game of the regular season for Pine River-Backus boys basketball. Let's take a look at our two teams coming into tonight. We'll start with the Blackduck Drakes. They are 4-20 on the season, 2-11 in the Northland Conference. They are sitting second to last in the Northland Conference standings. They're scoring 57 points per game. They're allowing 78.2 points per contest. 3 times their opponents have hit the century mark on the season. They have surpassed last year's win total. They were 3-24 last season, and they are coming off their 4th victory of the year. Blackduck defeated LaPorte for their sweep over the Wildcats, 68-53. That win snapped a 10-game losing streak for the Drakes coming into tonight's matchup. Their 4 wins, the 2 against LaPorte, 1 against Foston, and 1 against Lake of the Woods. They will wrap up their regular season on Thursday in a section game against Badger Greenbush Middle River. Blackduck will play in Section 8A's playoffs. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, they are coming in 14-10 on the season, 7-6 in the Northland Conference. They also have a very similar record to last year. Last year, the Tigers finished 15-13, so right now trending a little better than that. Tigers averaging just a hair over 70 points per game. They're allowing 64.2. They're coming off a loss against Cass Lake Bena, a team they beat earlier in the year, something we'll talk with Coach Micah Eveland about in our pregame show. With that loss, 71-60 on Friday, the Tigers have lost 3 of their last 4, and they are 3-7 in their last 10. They were on a really nice streak, got into a bit of a tough part of the schedule, did not fare so well. They're trying to have a bounce-back week here in these final 2 regular season games, both at home, to try to get that momentum back in the right direction with the 5A playoffs starting next week. Tigers and Drakes played once already. This is that second time through. The Tigers defeated the Drakes on January 19th pretty handily, 79-47. Pine River-Backus has won 4 in a row in the series after sweeping the Drakes last year, both by a pretty wide margin. They split in the 23-24 season. Blackduck actually won the first meeting that year, 63-61. Then the Tigers won the rematch later in the season. So we don't have to go too far back to find the last win for the Drakes in the series. And after Cass Lake Bena beat Pine River-Backus in their second meeting on Friday, we'll see if the Tigers, I have a feeling they're going to come out very determined to reset themselves here tonight on the home floor in this final week of the regular season. The Tigers will wrap up the regular season on Friday on this floor against Wadena Deer Creek. That one will be featured on KOKS Talk 100.1 Radio, plus here on the live stream, yourliveevent.com. That's how the teams compare coming into tonight's matchup. Let's get to our coach comments. First up, we'll talk with Andy Fedema in his 3rd year as head coach of the Blackduck Drakes, and then we'll chat with Micah Eveland, of course, in his 1st year as head coach of the Pine River-Backus Tigers. See what the coaches have to say next here on the Station 371 pregame show here on yourliveevent.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour. Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division carries a wide variety of products, from bagged feeds to livestock equipment, all custom feeds, and they can assist you with all your farm and ranch needs with on-farm analysis for ration balancing, problem solving, and feed mixing. Lakes Community Co-op can help your bottom line with controlled feed costs and maximum production. For more information on the Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Hi, I'm Jennifer and I work at Marvin. The highlight of my day would be working with my crew. I love managing, I enjoy interacting with people and making their job easier. We always tackle every problem head on and we work as a team. It's nice going to work and, feeling valued for what you do and just getting to know everyone, and you just make friends here. If you're looking for career development opportunities, competitive pay, come join me at Marvin.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB. We are back on our Station 371 pregame show for boys hoops tonight, as now joining us from the Drakes, head coach Andy Fedema. Coach, first and foremost, thank you for the time. Great to chat with you as we get the last week of the regular season rolling here in Pine River tonight.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks, Devin. I appreciate the time.
4-20 overall. You've surpassed last year's win total. You're in your third year as head coach. Since I have not had a chance really to see you, of course, I know a lot about the Drakes. Coming into this year and comparing it to the expectations, how would you summarize the Drake season to this point, Coach?
Yeah, that's a good question. Our season is all about rebuilding right now. We've got no seniors and a lot of injuries, and it's about finding roles for guys and guys finding roles. And we know that, but the guys have stayed in it. They've stayed. We've had nobody quit. We've had nobody that's threw in the towel. We're still playing, and that's all we can ask, right? Is improvement and looking for things to build on. So, we had expectations maybe for a few more wins that obviously were offset by some injuries, and we get that, right? But at the same time, we can't control that, and we know that too. So, we're just taking every game one at a time, and looking for guys to fill roles that they may not have ever filled before, and looking to build for the end of this season, and then obviously into next year as well.
You are coming off your fourth win of the year. You're able to get the sweep over LaPorte, which snapped a pretty long skid. What was that like for your guys? What kind of a boost did that give them? Yeah,
anytime you get a win, no matter if you're 24-0 or 0-24, I mean, it's always a good thing to get a win, right? So, we didn't turn the ball over. That was the big thing. We kept the ball in our hands, and we, for the most part, looked to attack the basket on offense and got good shots down in the paint. The score took care of itself, and if we don't turn the ball over, if we're smart with the ball, good things are going to happen. So that's always our goal. And then obviously, playing hard defensively and attacking the glass, those things are needed as well. But, going into the last couple of games here and into playoffs, teams that take care of the ball and execute offensively really are the ones that prevail. So that's really what we're going to build on.
What are some of the things that you've continually worked on through the season that you still would like to see some improvement on, knowing that you're not only building for more games this year, but obviously, again, rebuilding for that future without a senior on the roster?
Yeah, offensive execution. We need to execute offensively at a higher level, I think. And that comes with age and experience, right? But the teams that last longest in the playoffs are the ones that, when it comes down to it, can execute offensively, because every team works hard, right? I mean, every team plays defense. Every team does those things. But at the end of the day, it's who can execute offensively, who can be the ones that are disciplined enough to get a key bucket or a key stop, when it matters. So that's really what we're looking to do, is to execute more efficiently in the next season. And then obviously all the things that everybody preaches, right? That the hard work, the hustle, and all that obviously should be foundational. But the execution is really what we're going to look to really key in on as we get older and more experienced.
Of course, in the conference, there's these certain teams that you get two cracks at, Pine River-Backus being one of them, and they won fairly handily the first time around. When you revisited that match to prepare for tonight, Coach, what were a couple of things that stood out to you, especially on the side of things that you'd like to see big improvement on from the Drakes? Yeah, they definitely turned us over last time. They play a full court press from time to time, and we've got to handle that better than we did last time. We turned the ball over a little too much in the full court last time. So if we can clean that up and get the ball into our half and get some good looks, that's going to obviously swing that a lot better in our favor. And then
they're a good shooting team. We've got to be able to have hands and faces and not lose track of guys. And we lost track of a few guys last game that led to easy baskets, and we can't have those breakdowns this game. So obviously cleaning up the turnovers and making sure we're in the proper position defensively is going to be key tonight.
You end with a conference game and then a section game this week, and this might be leading you into some repeat, but I'm just kind of curious, in your mind, Coach, the two biggest things you want to see from the Drakes in these last two regular season games to try to build some good momentum going into next week's playoffs?
Yeah, number one, I kind of alluded to a few things before, but first and foremost is energy. We're going to almost assuredly play a road playoff game to start, and we need to be able to bring the energy for that road playoff game. Finding energy in ways in which that aren't manufactured by our home crowd, and the fact that we've got a bus ride, you got to get off the bus. We as we get older understand energy is dictated only by us, and so that's the number one thing, is to dictate energy on our own terms, and then after that it comes down to execution, right? Not turning the ball over on offense, and then being in the right position defensively are huge. So, like I said, the teams that can do those things, create their own energy, and take care of the ball and execute, they're the ones that are still standing. So,
looking forward to this one, Coach. Thank you so much for the time, Andy. Good luck to you and the Drakes tonight.
Thanks, Devin. I appreciate it. Yep.
Andy Fedema, head coach for Blackduck, join us as we break. More right after this on the pregame for boys basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Buying and
Back with you on the Station 371 pregame show for Pine River-Backus boys hoops tonight. Join us now, head coach for the Tigers, Micah Eveland. Last week of the regular season, your first year as head coach, what does it feel like now knowing that the playoffs are around the corner and you've almost made it through that first year at the helm?
Yeah, it's a good feeling to get to the playoffs. Playoffs bring the good or the bad or the ugly out in everyone, and hopefully we get to the good end of it here. But yeah, it's really exciting stuff. Everything we worked on throughout the season, and hopefully we can put those pieces together.
You've been on a bit of a slide, lost 3 of your last 4. Looking at the schedule, we know that you had some tough stretches in it as well. What are the biggest focal points for these last 2 games in the regular season to try to make sure that you carry some good momentum into next week?
Yeah, biggest thing is we're allowed 5 players on the floor, and by golly, we got to use all 5 of them. If we get into a mode where we're not using all 5 or all 5 guys ain't hitting on all cylinders, it sure makes it tough to win games.
When it comes to building those 5 or at least getting your rotations in order, and like a lot of teams, you're going through adversity. You got guys that are hurt, you got guys that are out. How do you feel your team has kind of, have they come together? Have they gotten a little more comfortable no matter which 5 are out there?
Yeah, I really heavily rely on those seniors there. We got 4 of them again starting tonight. They're real solid. They work and they play well with these other younger guys that are going to get some more extra minutes here in the next couple of games. So really shows and really helps with that extra leadership there to kind of go into the next generation, next grades.
Along with the leadership, what are some of the things that you've liked this team that they've shown you over these last couple of weeks to lead into this final week of the regular season?
Yeah, I really like the intensity, the positivity. We're trying to stay positive. Those guys are keeping the younger guys, they're keeping them positive, high energy, and hopefully that comes over into tonight's game.
You took on Blackduck once already. You got 2 rounds with the Drakes. You won pretty handily in the first meeting. What do you recall you were able to execute in that matchup that you try to duplicate tonight?
We brought heavy pressure on them, and they didn't like it real well. And we plan to do the same thing tonight. And they're gonna have to take care of the ball in order to beat us, I think, tonight.
Sometimes when you get these matchups is you'll see maybe that second meeting a lot closer than the first meeting. How much of your message was to really stay focused and make sure that you're not wavering from the style of ball you want to play?
Yeah, I mean, a great example was Cass Lake last Friday. I mean, we beat them pretty handily the first meeting and then ended up losing to them. So I think it really was an eye-opener for the guys here. Just the chit-chat of, hey, we beat Blackduck the first time. Hey, they could do anything the second time, too, if we don't show up.
You get the last 2 on your home floor. Did you kind of like having that in your pocket to get them to try to, again, build that momentum?
Yes, absolutely. The hometown crowd is awesome here. I mean, the whole city and area of Pine River here, they're all pro basketball, and they want to see these boys do good. And, I'm excited. It's fun to have everybody cheering for everybody. And there's no girls' game tonight, so we should actually have a few more visitors or spectators.
Coach, excited for this one as we get the last week of the regular season started here in Pine River. Thanks as always. Good luck to you and the Tigers, Micah.
All right, thank you very much.
Micah Evelyn, head coach for the PRB Tigers. Join us as we break. More pregame right after this on yourliveevent.com.
The equipment at purplewave.com saves
please.
Time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
For trusted news.
We welcome you back to the Station 371 pregame show. They're going to play our national anthem, and then we will get to our starting lineups for tonight's matchup. Here is the PRB Pep Band. The Pine River-Backus High School Band. Good applause for them as we get you set for Northland Conference Boys Basketball here on yourliveevent.com. Let's now check our starting lineups. First, for the visiting Blackduck Drakes, under head coach Andy Fenneman in his third year, 4-20 overall, 2-11 in the Northland Conference. They will start a junior, Evan Anderson, a junior, Odin Patch, a sophomore, Colton Puffy, a junior, Logan Peterson, and freshman Mason Lundberg. That is 3 juniors, a sophomore, and a freshman for the Drakes in Anderson, Odin Patch, Puffy, Peterson, and Lundberg. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, head coach Micah Eveland in his first year. The Tigers coming in 14-10 overall. They are 7-6 in the Northland Conference. They'll start a senior power forward, Cole Oberfell, a senior point guard, Isaiah Ollie, a senior guard, Jonathan Shogren, a junior shooting forward, Isaiah Downey, and senior center, Mason Nelson. So yes, quite a contrast in starters with the Tigers going with 4 seniors and a junior: Oberfell, Ollie, Sjogren, Downey, and Nelson. Looking at the breakdown of the team, of course, again for Blackduck, Coach Andy Fenema had mentioned it. Pine River-Backus showing a basketball video before their starting lineups here tonight, so a little extra time for that. But in the roster, no seniors for Blackduck. They have 5 juniors, 3 sophomores, 5 freshmen. 3 wins last year, 4 wins this year with a couple more opportunities, and then we'll see in obviously with the Northern Conference, and certainly assuming that we'll be able to continue the great coverage for you with yourliveevent.com. I'm very curious to see if Blackduck can build the program back up. You don't have to go too far back. I think it was the 22-23 season that Blackduck had a winning season. I think they had 16 wins. So Coach Fenema brought in his 5th year overall as a head coach, had 2 years at Cook County, and then came over to Blackduck. We'll see if he can build things back up for this Drakes team. When we come back, we put a wrap on the Station 371 pregame show. We'll have our opening tip-off coming right up here on yourliveevent.com.
And sports from your community.
When we come back, we take the
Broadcasting Incorporated.
feature off of
KRJ.
When you buy your propane from Lakes Community Co-op, you get the propane from the pro without the pain. The pro from Lakes Community Co-op starts with the service, monitoring systems, budget programs, online bill pay with additional services from Lakes Community Co-op. They set the tank, fill the tank, monitor and deliver propane as you need. Call 1-888-935-2281 to get propane to you from Lakes Community Co-op. For more information, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Do something fun.
Back with you here as we wrap up the Station 371 pregame show. I was going to give my good friend Roger Hoplin, who does the PA announcing here, going to give him a little grief. I've seen more schools do this. A couple more. Staples Motley, the one that jumps to mind, is they actually set up a projector and did a introduction video, and then that includes the starting 5 for the Tigers. So I was going to give my good friend, Mr. Hoplin, a hard time that, hey, they took part of your job away. So they are announcing the starters for the PRB Tigers. Of course, following tonight's matchup, make sure you stick around for the postgame recap, notes, numbers, and the postgame awards. Again, Pine River-Backus handled the JV game tonight 77-23. First meeting this year, the Tigers won 79-47. That is 3 straight games the Tigers have won in this series by 30-plus points. We'll see if that trend continues or if the Drakes can turn things around a little bit. And I think that's, in these situations, if the Drakes can give the Tigers a better game, put some pressure on them, keep it a game, that's a win for a young team that is trying to build. Drakes in the white, Tigers in the orange. Of course, Tigers go left to right here, and the Drakes right to left. Here we go. It's going to be Evan Anderson and Isaiah Downey to tip us off as we thank Station 371 for sponsoring our pregame show. Let's play basketball. Opening tip controlled by the Tigers. Blackduck will start defensively in a 2-3 zone. Isaiah Ollie, quick 3 off the start, back of the iron, and a second chance for the Tigers. Coach Fenema said that the Tigers were able to turn over the Drakes a lot in the first meeting, and they left shooters open, which is dangerous. Now here's a steal. Good job by Blackduck as Anderson jumps in front of a pass. Up the right side, that's Colton Puffy. Puffy double team, kicks it up. Tigers were able to turn the Drakes over a lot in the first meeting. Now Anderson finds himself wide open, and the Drakes will strike first. 2-0 for the visitors, and Coach Fenema has to be happy with that start. Ollie, Oberfell, Sjogren all on the perimeter for the Tigers, and they turn it over again. Back-to-back turnovers on PRB. Not the start that Coach Evelyn wanted to see. Coach Fenema talked about energy and manufacturing it. Here's that Tigers press. Puffy launches it to the right side, down low, and it's Lundberg kicking it to the left side. Peterson can't control it, and the Drakes will hand it back to the Tigers. Just underway here in our first minute. And the Drakes with the early bucket up 2-0. Isaiah Ollie runs the point, brings it into the front court. Sjogren, left side over to Oberfeld. Passes back and forth on those wings. Get the tops moving. Now Oberfeld in the paint. Kicks it back out. Downey sets, fires the long three. Too long, and a great block out underneath by the Drakes. Keaton Grover didn't have him as a starter, but that's who's in for the Drakes. That just caught me off guard. On the right side, Puffy. Deep down on the right side wing. Nice crowd on hand, as Coach Evelyn talked about, with the girls not playing tonight. They await the winner of LaPorte and Long Prairie Grey Eagle. Here's an off-balance shot. Ooh, late whistle and a blocking foul. Mason Nelson holding his temple on the left side. And for his troubles and potential headache later, he gets called for the personal foul. Evan Anderson will head to the free throw line, and seems like the Tigers coming out a little bit slow on the energy side, as the first free throw for Anderson, the junior, is down as Blackduck takes a 3-0 advantage early. Coach Evelyn talked about having a nice crowd on hand, and they got to give him something to cheer for. Second free throw falls short. Ollie rebounds quickly into the front court. Sjogren getting the start tonight. 4 seniors all starting tonight for PRB. Sjogren deep on the right wing. Little drive, kick over to Ollie. Ollie gonna set, fires the three. That one's down. And Isaiah Ollie puts the Tigers on the board and ties us up at 3. 2 minutes gone here in the first half, and a turnover. Evan Anderson just simply losing the ball right in front of the scorer's table. Pressure is always designed to speed the opponent up. And the Tigers grab another takeaway. Here's Downey, free throw line. This one spins off the left side. Rebound tipped, Anderson collects it. Anderson up the left side. Sjogren trying to cut him off. Anderson, nice job attacking the basket, left the shot short, and we're gonna have a whistle and a jump ball, and it'll belong to Blackduck. It's a good way to break a phone, Devin. Guess I shouldn't leave it there. Girls basketball playoff action tonight, a final just down the road in Pequot Lakes. All Patriots, as here's a drive and a floater and a nice looking shot there by the sophomore Colton Puffy. Pequot Lakes no trouble with Greenway National Keewatin, winning 88-34, as here's a steal. And Ollie tips it up, but Puffy collects it. Puffy right side shot, no, offensive foul. Outstanding job by Isaiah Downey. Got himself set just outside of the restricted arc. And the foul on Puffy is another Blackduck turnover. Each team with 3 now here in our opening 2.5+ minutes. Pequot Lakes 88-34, the final. They advance to Saturday in the 7AA girls basketball tournament. Here's Sjogren. He'll step up for 3. Boy, and that was one of those open looks Coach Fetterman didn't want. Now Mason Nelson, offensive rebound, no. Tap to him again. Nelson powers himself in and scores. 5 apiece. 3 minutes gone. Half number 1. And we're going to have a push. Cole Oberfeld tried to step in and cut off Mason Lundberg, and Lundberg didn't have room to operate, so they have to get the foul here. Cole Oberfeld picks up the personal. 8th grader Carter Evelyn will check in for Sjogren in the PRB lineup, and Sjogren walks off a touch hobbled. Looks like he might have taken a shot somewhere. Evan Anderson going to toss it in to Colton Puffy. Boy, Tigers had maybe a trap opportunity. Now here's an interception. Cole Oberfeld on a nice steal, reading the pass to the free throw line. Isaiah Ollie at the top. Good closeout there by Puffy. Gives it to Evelyn. Evelyn one-hands it. Oberfeld puts up the long 3 right side. That are too strong. Rebound tracked down, and trying to save it was Ollie, but he puts it right into the hands of the Drakes. Tigers hoisting up some pretty quick shots here in the early going. Drakes, here's a drive, here's a shot. No, but another foul going to be called on the Tigers. And Mason Nelson, hands and palms up, picks up number 2. I like very much, I like how the Drakes are attacking the basket. Mason Nelson, a big, tall guy, and they are taking it right down the middle of the lane. The official kind of explaining why the foul was called on Nelson, as he disagrees with it. Not going to change his opinion, Mason. That's just the fact. Here's the free throw. First one on the way is good for Puffy. Blackduck with the lead. Tigers have to make an early change in the post. Bristol Alexson, sophomore, will check in, and Nelson will go sit on the bench. Second one on the way. Got them both. 7-5 in favor of Blackduck. Second round of this series this year for the Northland Conference. Tigers won by 33. Make that 32 in the first meeting. And there's Isaiah Downey, corner three. And the Tigers have their first lead. It's 8-7. On the other end, Isaiah Ollie with the pickpocket right out of the hands of Anderson. Fifth turnover by the Drakes. Here's Alexson, left side, deep on the wing. He'll kick it back to Ollie. Ollie, Evla stolen. Evan Anderson on a lazy pass. He'll go up. No, he's all by himself. Rebounds, misses again. And the rebound is going to be knocked out of bounds. It stays with the Drakes again. Well, the Tigers careless with the basketball and a little bit of a lazy pass. And that's that energy that Coach Fedem was talking about. Anderson anticipated the pass, went for it. Now he cans a three on the right side wing, and Evan Anderson is feeling it for the Blackduck Drakes. 10-8 Blackduck. Isaiah Ollie with the runner, off balance shot, and Evan Anderson on the rebound. Up ahead to Puffy. Those two have done all the work for the Drakes offensively. Now Puffy, oh, that had to be a travel. Oh, he got away with it, puts it inside, and Odin Patch with the bucket, and Coach Micah Evelyn has to take an early timeout here. 13-19 to go here in our first half, and it is a full timeout. The Blackduck Drakes on the road with a 12-8 lead. We've got a timeout, and we are back right after this on yourliveevent.com.
New friends, join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success.
Let's come back
How
after that
well
one.
we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Devin Kruger back with you here on yourliveevent.com. One more boys regular season home game Friday against Wadena Deer Creek. Tigers trailing the Blackduck Drakes. We played almost 5 minutes. Drakes lead at 12-8. Tigers have 4 turnovers. Isaiah Ollie, quick three in and out. Offensive rebound, Isaiah Downey put back up, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the stripe. That's a great chance for an and one, and that's one of those that, you talk about teaching moments. The freshman Mason Lundberg, with Downey in front of him, sometimes you just got to give up that layup. I mean, you stand there, you don't move, but you're in a position that you're just not going to get that block. And he picks up kind of a cheap foul underneath, puts Downey at the line for 2. He hits the first. Drake's definitely coming out with more energy in this first half so far, and that's something Coach Evelyn was talking about, is there's a very friendly role for Downey on the second free throw. Coach Fedema talked about that energy, and the Tigers trying to pick it up out of the timeout. Puffy has it, fires it, and Oberfell with another steal. Oberfell with his second steal, 6th turnover on Blackduck. Oberfell steps into a 3, left side wing, and the Tigers are back in front just like that. Ollie on the assist. And we're going to have a violation on the far side, and that's another Blackduck turnover. That's their 7th of the first half. So took a bit of maybe a chewing out from Coach Evelyn. The Tigers, at least for the first minute coming out of that timeout, looking much, much better here on the home floor. Isaiah Downey to Ollie. He's going to quick put up the 3. This one off the front, and the rebound tap. Oh, they tapped it right to Oberfell underneath. Oberfell had it swiped away into the hands of Alexson. Alexson with the bucket, and a timeout by Blackduck. Bristol Alexson with the bucket. A very quick 7-0 run by the Tigers, and Blackduck takes time. 12:26 to go, not even a minute gone, and the Tigers put 7 points up. It's 15-12 Pine River-Backus on your liveevent.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkmeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us
Just
on
one
a
here,
Montreal,
Justin.
Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes Tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience
Looks like the butt
picturesque
chewing
small
worked.
town, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
In 53 seconds out of the Tigers' timeout, they score 7 points, and now Puffy, being guarded and kind of escorted towards the far sideline, steps on the line. Blackduck out of the timeout. Another turnover. That's not going to please Coach Fedema. As the Tigers on a quick 7-0 run. Evelyn, nice pump fake. Downey inside the turnaround, and this one off the left side. It was tipped up. Ollie tried to tip it up and didn't realize Alexson was right there with him. Drake's able to clear the boards. Here comes Anderson. Nice lob pass left side to Grover. Grover looking inside, knocked away by Evelyn. Here come the Tigers again. Isaiah Downey, and he's going to lay it up and in. Tigers with a 9-0 run, and now we're going to get a foul as Isaiah Ollie and Carter Evelyn tried to double team. And they're going to give it to Evelyn. That'll be his first. Sjogren will come in for Evelyn for the Tigers. In for Blackduck. First substitutions as freshman Evan Hansen checking in along with junior Logan Peterson. Peterson at the high post looking to set a screen. Puffy gives it to Anderson. Anderson has 6 to lead Blackduck. Here's Odin Patch. Nope, excuse me, that was Evan Hansen, and he throws it away, and Blackduck now up to 10 turnovers in this first half. 11:35 to play. First frame, 17-12 in favor of Pine River-Backus. The Tigers have scored 9 unanswered. We've had 3 lead changes and a couple ties, and there's a beautiful pass from Cole Oberfeld to Isaiah Downey inside. Absolutely stellar read. Downey with 9, and the run continues on the other end. Puffy with a big answer. Colton Puffy, the sophomore. 19-14, Pine River-Backus. Tempo picking up, probably favors the Tigers. Ollie to the free throw line, puts up the runner, and it falls. Ollie has 5. Football score, 21-14, 7 minutes off the clock in the first half. Here comes Hansen across the timeline to Anderson. Anderson steps up all alone, 3 off to the left. Tigers catch a break on that one. He was wide open, and he's already hit one tonight. Ollie to Oberfeld, driving left side to Downey, cutting down the lane, counted and the foul. And a very much more pleased Micah Evelyn applauding on the bench as Ollie with the bucket, the foul called on Evan Hansen. And the and one for Isaiah Downey as he's short on the free throw attempt. 11 points for Isaiah Downey, and there's Oberfeld again. What a play, leaping in front. Ollie down the lane, blocked by Anderson, and we're going to have a foul on the rebound. It's going to go to Pine River-Backus. Hansen on another one. Well, whatever Coach Evelyn said in that timeout has completely flipped around this Pine River-Backus basketball team. Cole Oberfeld literally diving to the front row of the bleachers. 23-14, PRB on a big run. Jonathan Sjogren to the corner. Ollie, quick fire 3, left is short of everything. Evan Anderson rebounds for Blackduck. Leaving up ahead, Puffy, nice leap out of bounds inside. Pump fake, shot up, shot and missed. And the bunny underneath, off the mark from Logan Peterson. Tigers rebound. Oberfeld, left side, wing 3, too far, and Lundberg can't handle the rebound. It's out of bounds to PRB. Tigers already have 6 offensive rebounds now here in this first half. 10:04 on the clock. 23-14 PRB. The lob on the inbounds and a foul. Logan Peterson on the lob trying to deny Isaiah Downey. Instead got a lot of the arm, and Downey's at the free throw line for a pair. First foul on Peterson, 5th team foul on Blackduck here in the first half. Devin Kruger here with you on yourliveevent.com. First free throw spins off to the right. Aiken girls basketball a winner in the first round of the 7AA tournament, 74-59 over International Falls. Second free throw rolls in for Downey. 10-point lead for the home squad. And coming in for the Tigers is junior power forward Gabe Deers. Deers replaces Downey, and there's Cole Oberfell again, his 4th steal. Ollie, free throw line. Oh, Oberfell wanted the steal and the assist. Offensive rebound. Inside, it's Oberfell. Left side, scores. The senior has 5. It's 26-14. PRB by 12. Anderson to the right side to Puffy. Drakes break the press. Now they've got to get settled into the half court. Here's Puffy, nice head fake. Nothing there, good job by Alexson. Goes in between and he is fouled. Boy, Puffy not giving up at all. Split the defenders, took a tough shot up and gets raked across the arms. They'll call it on Bristol Alexson. Eli Schamp will come in here, replace Oberfell. Oberfell 5 points, 4 steals, a pair of assists. He really kicked it up after that early timeout by PRB. Drakes will inbound. Team foul number 5 for the Tigers as well here in the first half, and a lot of time left here in half number 1. Evan Anderson to Odin Patch. Patch, hesitation, good defense by Sjogren. Shot clock at 8 at the free throw line. Pull-up jumper good by Colton Puffy. He's got 8 now to lead the Drakes. 26-16 in favor of PRB. Isaiah Ollie as the Tigers get into the front court extremely quickly. Ollie at the top. Sjogren, left side wing, hands it off to Ollie. Schamp trying to get positioning down low. Shot clock at 13, and the pass tipped away. Tigers turned it over. Here's Puffy, left side Anderson, and he lost the handle. Turnover number 12 on the Drakes here in the first half. 8:48 to play in our opening frame here tonight. Hawaiian-themed student section for the most part. And the Tigers will give it back. Ollie right through the wickets of Gabe Deers. Keaton Grover will come back in for Blackduck. He's going to replace the freshman Mason Lundberg. Tigers keeping the full court pressure on. 10-point lead, long inbounds pass to Peterson. Nice job to Puffy. 3-on-3. Now everybody gets back, and Puffy will back it out. He'll reset the Drakes offense. Tigers have been man-to-man the whole game. Kick out left side. Here's a 3 on the way for Grover. Back iron unkind, and we're going to have a foul on the rebound, and I think it's going against the Tigers. Blackduck will collect their 3rd offensive rebound. They got Eli Schamp for a push underneath, and I thought I saw that, and indeed I did. Drakes will get another chance here inbounding underneath. Anderson into Puffy. Puffy with 8, Anderson with 7, Patch with 2. Here's the shot off the front of the rim for Evan Anderson. Another offensive rebound. Peterson kicks it out. Correction, Anderson has 6. Here's another attempt at a 3 from Anderson. That one off to the right. PRB rebounds. Ollie will bring it up. Tigers will have 3 subs in on the next whistle. Under 8 to play in our opening half, 26-16 in favor of the Tigers. Sjogren not going to look at the 3, and now a pass tipped away and stolen. Tigers' 7th turnover here in this first half. Puffy will bring it across. Right side on the wing. Driving to the basket. Challenges. Schamp draws the contact, and Hidden is going to draw the foul. And Puffy and Evan Anderson have both done and what I feel is an excellent job of attacking the much taller PRB post players. And of course, what we're seeing is they're drawing the post players up off their feet, out of position, getting that contact, getting the fouls called as Schamp picks up his 2nd. Puffy hits the first free throw. Oberfell, Downey, Eveland all back in for the Tigers. And I was going to say, hold on. Tigers only had 4 on the floor. 3 went on, 4 went off. I don't know if that's a good strategy. Tigers lead back to single digits with 7:40 to go. Puffy's second free throw is good. Got them both. He is 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He's in double figures with 10. And Coach Fedema, other than the turnovers, has to be pretty happy with the effort and that energy he was looking for the Drakes. Here's Ollie with a tip in underneath. Ollie not choosing to not even go down on the floor with a pass high enough. Oberfell with another assist. Here's Odin Patch on the right side. Hands off to Peterson. Peterson traveled. I was going to say they can't let that one go. Turnover number 13 on Blackduck. Blackduck had a 12-8 lead. Tigers took a timeout at the 13-19 mark of the first half. Then went on an 11-0 run. Got the lead to double figures, and now a little back and forth. Here's Deers inside, quick shot, no. Downey, offensive rebound, and he gets blocked. Evan Anderson with the rejection, and here comes Blackduck. Anderson fires a pass through off the fingertips. Carter Evelyn flashed in front of Puffy, and the pass went right off his fingertips. We've got a timeout by Blackduck. 6:56 to go here in half number 1. It is a full timeout taken by the Drakes. We will break as well. It is a 10-point Tigers lead, 28-18. This is boys basketball on yourliveevent.com.
The Co-op Feed Division carries a wide variety of products, from bagged feeds to livestock equipment, bulk custom feeds, and they can assist you with all your farm and ranch needs with on-farm analysis for ration balancing, problem solving, and feed mixing. Lakes Community Co-op can help your bottom line with controlled feed costs and maximum production. For more information on the Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Hi, I'm Jennifer and I work at Marvin. The highlight of my day would be working with my crew. I love managing. I enjoy interacting with people and making their job easier. We always tackle every problem head on, and we work as a team. It's nice going to work and, feeling valued for what you do and just getting to know everyone, and you just make friends here. If you're looking for career development opportunities, competitive pay, come join me at Marvin.
Devin Kruger back with you. 6:56 to go here in half number 1. Pine River-Backus leading Blackduck 28-18. Blackduck has taken 2 timeouts thus far. Cole Oberfell left side in the corner. Drake staying with their 2-3 zone defensively. Ollie to Deers. Tigers looking for good ball movement. Oberfell steps into a 3, no, and the rebound right to Odin Patch. Patch trying to flip it to Anderson. It's off the mark, and the Drakes tip it down the court. Evelyn with the steal. 15th turnover. Here's a 3 by Ollie. That one off the front of the iron. Peterson has a Blackduck rebound. He'll give it to the left side for Grover. Grover will flip it back to Anderson. 28-18 Pine River-Backus. Tigers won big in their first meeting. This one a closer battle with 2/3 of the half over. Here's Colton Puffy. Double pump shot, no. And they're going to have more free throws coming for Colton Puffy. There were 2 Tigers in the area, and they all look confused. Who'd they get this one on? They're going to get it on Eveland. That'll be number 2 on Carter Eveland. And Colton Puffy at the free throw line for 2 more, and the first one is good. He is 5 for 5 from the free throw line so far tonight. Team foul number 8 on Pine River-Backus. Eveland, Mason Nelson, Eli Champ all have 2 fouls. Free throw is off the mark. First one he's missed, and the rebound to Isaiah Downey. Ollie will bring it across the timeline. Under 6 to play now in this first half. Tigers by 9. They've led by as many as 12. Here's Carter Eveland with a drive, with a pull-up too far, and the rebound tapped to the corner. Downey collects it. Another second chance inside Oberfell. Blocked by Evan Anderson. Out of bounds, staying with the Tigers again. Tigers have 9 offensive rebounds in this first half. They have 15 total, 9 of them for extra opportunities. The lead is only 9. Tigers haven't really shot that well here in the first half. Deers and a pass. That one tipped away by Puffy. Puffy read it. Puffy on the other end puts it up and in. Puffy with the steal and down to the other side for the score. Puffy with 11. Here's Cole Oberfell in the paint, triple team. What a pass to Isaiah Downey for the finish. Beautiful look with Downey cutting across the baseline. Downey has 14 in the first half. Oberfell has 4 assists. And now Puffy, and boy, it looked like that went off a foot, but instead, here's a pass tipped and taken away by Gabe Deers. Another Blackduck turnover. Ollie, the step, the runner, off the glass too hard. Offensive rebound. Here's Downey with the shot and good. Downey with another bucket and the lead back to 11. Quickly, Peterson to Odin Patch. Too much on that one. Oberfell with the rebound, got slapped in the face by his own teammate. Ollie on the other end, the double pump and a block and a foul by Evan Anderson. Anderson will pick up his first, team foul number 6. And Isaiah Ollie, 7 points tonight for the Tigers. He's at the line for 2. 4:33 here in this first half remaining. First free throw for Ollie is through. Tigers have matched their biggest lead thus far, and now Sjogren will return for the Tigers, replacing Deers. Second one on the way, and got them both. 13-point advantage. 6 straight points again for the Tigers. Puffy again down the lane. Puffy the reverse layup and scores again. Colton Puffy with 13, kind of getting what he wants when he gets into the half court. Going right to the basket for the Blackduck Drakes. Ollie, defense sags, puts up the 3 and swish. 36, make that 37-23. 14-point Tigers lead, 4 minutes to go in this first half. Puffy working against Downey. Flips it back to Evan Anderson. Anderson driving across the baseline. Gives it off to the left side to Grover. Back out, and there's a fake Odin Patch to Anderson. Open look, 3, left it short, and the rebound tapped, and it's going to be tipped up by Peterson. Still loose. Peterson taps it to Eveland, and the Tigers come away with it. Top of the key, Ollie. Downey, free throw line to the right side, almost threw it away. Oberfell saves it. Ollie from way downtown. This one gets the friendly bounce. Oberfell, another assist. The lead has swelled to 17, and Coach Fedema will take the 3rd Blackduck timeout of the first half. 3:24 to go in our opening half. Tigers trying to pull away and get some distance. They lead at 40-23. This is boys basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Let one more play.
PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great. Devin Kruger back with you. Pine River-Backus leading Blackduck 40-23, 3:24 to play first half. Blackduck has already spent 3 of their timeouts. Tigers continuing the full court man-to-man. Carter Evelyn, and boy, a little hook there by Puffy. Evelyn knocks it away from behind into the hands of Odin Patch. Out to Puffy, steps into a 3 and connects. Colton Puffy out of the timeout with a triple. 40-26. Pine River-Backus has hit 5 from beyond the arc. Now here's a lob inside and the ball off the back of Isaiah Ollie, and Blackduck claims the dead ball rebound. Downey with 16, Ollie with 15 for Pine River-Backus here in this first half. Oberfell has been the table setter with 4 assists, also has 4 steals. Evan Anderson to Grover. Grover on the baseline drive, finger roll, too much. Rebound tipped right back to him. Second chance, no. Peterson back out to Grover. Third chance for three. This one off the mark. Boy, 3 chances for the Drakes. Unable to connect. Sjogren, Ollie, 3 on the way. Down goes another. Ollie heating up. 4th triple of the first half for Isaiah Ollie, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Peterson with the screen, but he kind of took a step into Eveland. Coach Fedema shaking his head. He wants to ask for an explanation. I thought that Peterson kind of stepped into Eveland a little bit, and I think that's what the official saw. Coach Fedema saying, hey, just because a guy hits him and falls over doesn't mean it's a foul. He's not wrong, but I think in that case, Peterson was moving a little bit. 43-26, and here's a steal. Evan Anderson reading the pass up ahead to Puffy, and Puffy with the easy lay-in on the other end. Pine River-Backus' 9th turnover of the first half. Tigers haven't been real clean with the basketball in the offensive set, but they've gotten hot from shooting. They weren't early on, but they've heated up. Here's Sjogren. Boy, at the free throw line, triple teamed, quickly got out of it. Good job by Sjogren. Here's Ollie. He wants another one, and this one's in and out on the heat check. Rebound going to be knocked out of bounds, and oh, they're going to give that to the Tigers. I thought that went off of Sjogren. Tigers will get the offensive rebound and another chance with 1:51 to go here in this first half. 43-28, Tigers by 15. Biggest lead has been 17. Ollie into the corner for Sjogren. Back to Ollie. He wants another 3, and he's got another 3. 5th of the first half for Isaiah Ollie. Coach Fedema talked about the Drakes lost some shooters. That one was actually fairly contested, but Ollie stroking it down here in Pine River. 46-28. Eveland almost with a steal. Puffy to the lane, kicks it. Here's Grover for the answer. That one back iron, no. Downey with the rebound and going right back the other way. Downey in the lane, stops, puts up the soft floater, no. Off to the left side, and the rebound is going to be out of bounds to Blackduck. 1:18 to go in this first half. Been a little frantic, hasn't been real clean in a lot of aspects. Puffy across the timeline. Puffy right down the right side of the lane, gets some separation and puts it off the window. Very impressive first half by Puffy for Blackduck. He's got 20. 21 for Ollie. Downey with 16. We got some stars shining tonight. Ollie, another look for 3. This one off the front. Oberfell offensive rebound, and it's going to be a push inside. It's going to be a 1-and-1 for Cole Oberfell. Foul's going to go against Keaton Grover, his first. Champ and Alexson back in for the Tigers as they'll bring Eveland and Sjogren out. It's a 1-and-1 for the senior Oberfell. 5 points, but he's got 5 assists and 4 steals in the first half. Lines will get set. And the first free throw, back iron and a dud. Offensive rebound, Bristol Allison, and the sophomore back up and in. 48-30, 40 seconds to go in this first half. Evan Anderson stops the dribble. Over to the right side to Patch. Patch will bring it out. About a 6-second differential. Patch fakes right, drives down, puts up a runner way high off the window. Peterson the rebound. Peterson the hook, and it's up and in. First bucket for Logan Peterson. Shot clock is off. Tigers can wait for the last shot if they want. Ollie to Oberfell. Ollie's heading to the corner, inside to Champ, out to Alexson. The sophomore wants 3, badly missed. I think Anderson might have got a piece of it. Here's Downey inside, can't hit the putback. 3 seconds, Oberfell off the front, no. And before Downey can get the third chance up, the buzzer sounds and we go to halftime. I wouldn't call it pretty, folks, but the home team can be fairly happy as the Tigers have a 16-point halftime lead. It's 48-32 Pine River-Backus. We'll recap the first half right after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller. And I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stumper brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 43 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. And online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Buying.
Devin Kruger back with you here on yourliveevent.com. It is halftime. Northland Conference basketball. PRB coming in 14-10 overall, 7-6, sitting in fourth place in the conference. Blackduck 4-20 overall, 2-11 in the conference. They are sitting in seventh place. Other Northland Conference games tonight: Nevis at Northam Kelliher, Walker Hackensack Akeley at Cass Lake Bena, and LaPorte is at Red Lake. We'll check those scores here during halftime when we get the chance. Pine River-Backus with a 16-point lead in the first half. Really some ugly basketball at times. It really was, folks. Early on, both teams were having turnover issues. Tigers weren't shooting the ball extremely well, and Blackduck was actually hitting a few shots, had the lead early, scored the first 3 points of the contest. They traded the lead back and forth a little bit, couple of ties, couple of lead changes. The big change came after Blackduck had a 12-8 lead, 13-19 on the clock. So 4 minutes, 40 seconds into the first half. Blackduck's up by 4. Coach Micah Evelyn took a timeout, and whatever he said changed the energy level, because Blackduck came with good energy, something Coach Fedema talked about in the pregame, something his young team needs to do, and he said they needed to generate that excitement within themselves, and they were able to do that in those first 4 to 5 minutes. Then the Tigers went running. Tigers got some shots to fall. Blackduck continued to have some turnover trouble. The Tigers cleaned it up a little bit, and the Tigers went on an 11-0 run to go up 19-12. After Blackduck scored, the Tigers then scored the next 7. So all in told, it was an 18-2 run that turned a 12-8 deficit into a 26-14 lead. They pretty much bounced back for the most part. Then for actually the next several minutes, they kind of bounced between 8 and 12 points. And then after Blackduck got it back to single digits. They got it back to single digits, got it down to 7 at 28-21. Tigers then went on another run, pushed it to 40-23. Blackduck then was kind of answering back and forth through the rest of the first half. After all of that, my friends, the Tigers have a 48-32 lead here at the break. When we come back, we'll break down the numbers from the first half. The Tigers by 16 on the home floor here on yourliveevent.com.
Heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
When you buy your propane from Lakes Community Co-op, you get the propane from the pro without the pain. The pro from Lakes Community Co-op starts with the service, monitoring systems, budget programs, online bill pay with additional services from Lakes Community Co-op. They set the tank, fill the tank, monitor and deliver propane as you need. Call 1-888-935-2281 to get propane to you from Lakes Community Co-op. For more information, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Welcome back. Devin Kruger here with you. It's halftime. Pine River-Backus leading Blackduck 48-32 as the really young group of basketball hoopsters entertaining the crowd here at the half. Only one other Northland Conference game I have an update for, and that is Nevis leading Kelly North home 30-27. That was 3 minutes to go in the first half. In other boys basketball scores, McGregor leading Mille Lacs at halftime 31-16. Pequot Lakes up on Malacca 43-22 at the half, and Pelican Rapids ranked number 6 in Class A. A close game, a lead over Staples Motley 34-30. In girls basketball, the Long Prairie Grey Eagle LaPorte winner will come here to Pine River on Thursday for the Tigers' first 5A section tournament game. Right now, no score update from Long Prairie in that one. Pequot Lakes girls, they got the win over Greenway National Keewatin 88-34 tonight. Esco eliminated Pillager 64-36. It was Piers eliminating Staples Motley 59-44, and Aiken advances over International Falls 74-59. Those are all girls basketball scores from Section 7AA. Let's recap the stats here. The first half, Tigers leading by 16, 48-32. Team stats, turnovers, something Coach Fedema talked about and Coach Evelyn talked about. Coach Evelyn said the Tigers were able to turn the Drakes over in their first meeting. They've been able to do that again tonight. 17 first half turnovers committed by Blackduck. Pine River-Backus 9. Rebounding, the Tigers have a 23-18 overall edge. 15 offensive rebounds for the PRB Tigers compared to 7 for Blackduck. From the free throw line, the Drakes 6 of 8 and the Tigers 5 of 8. Individually for Blackduck, Colton Puffy, the sophomore, 20 of their 32 points. Evan Anderson has 6 points with 2 steals and 2 blocks. Logan Peterson has 2 points. Odin Patch has 2 points for Blackduck's 32. For Pine River-Backus, 21 for Isaiah Awley in the first half, including 5 threes. Isaiah Downey has 16. Cole Oberfell, 5 points, 5 assists, 4 steals in the first half 4 points for Bristol Alexson off the bench, and 2 points for Mason Nelson, who sat a good chunk of the first half in foul trouble. We expect to see him back out there for half number 2. We'll get to the second half. Pine River-Backus will start with the basketball and a 16-point lead, 48-32, as we come back right after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour. Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division carries a wide variety of products, from bagged feeds to livestock equipment, bulk custom feeds, and they can assist you with all your farm and ranch needs with on-farm analysis for ration balancing, problem solving, and feed mixing. Lakes Community Co-op can help your bottom line with controlled feed costs and maximum production. For more information on the Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Hi, I'm Jennifer and I work at Marvin. The highlight of my day would be working with my crew. I love managing, I enjoy interacting with people and making their job easier. We always tackle every problem head on and we work as a team. It's nice going to work and, feeling valued for what you do and just getting to know everyone, and you just make friends here. If you're looking for career development opportunities, competitive pay, come join me at Marvin.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
We are back here on YourLiveEvent.com. Devin Kruger with you. Pine River-Backus leading Blackduck 48-32 at the half. Coach Fedema had taken 3 timeouts in the first half. I think for Blackduck, it goes back to just playing with that energy, trying to execute things, try to clean things up. Down 16, I mean, the game is not out of hand. It's one of those where I think it's a great test for his young group. Can they be resilient? Can they battle back? Can they start the second half, even just the first few minutes? Can they start it like they started the first half? Forcing the Tigers into some tough situations, getting some turnovers, getting some of those shots that they wanted to, that they got to fall early on. For the Tigers, you had the big run in the first half, but then the end of that first half, things got a little bit more sloppy, and Blackduck kind of played even with you for the last couple of minutes. I think if the Tigers, you want to come out and you want to establish dominance right off the bat. You want to take away any chance that Blackduck thinks that they can come back in this game. Again, you can throw, it's not necessarily that rivalry throw the records out the window type game necessarily, but as Coach Evelyn talked about in the pregame, the Tigers had beaten Catholic Bena fairly handily in their first meeting, and then lost in the second meeting. Probably a loss that the Tigers feel without a doubt that they shouldn't have taken on the season. So it'll be interesting to see if the Tigers can come out firing and really defensively really get after Blackduck to start the second half. And again, for the Drakes, I'm interested to see what kind of energy they can come out with and how long they can keep that energy. Here we go. Tigers start with the basketball in the orange, going to our left here for half number 2. Blackduck in the whites. And how about this? Blackduck comes out in the second half, and they switch it up and go man-to-man, and there's Evan Anderson trying to reach in, and he grabbed Cole Oberfeld and picks up a very early foul 8 seconds into the second half. So Blackduck went 2-3 the entire first half. The Tigers burned them for 7 threes. So Coach Fedem is saying, well, let's try something new. And now here's a steal off the inbounds. There might have been a little nudge there by Anderson. He lobs it over to Puffy, to the high post, Peterson. Peterson looking against Mason Nelson. Peterson goes in with the step off bounce traveled. And Blackduck turns it over on their first possession of the second half. Ollie, Sjogren, Oberfeld, Downey, Nelson, the starting five for the Tigers. Jakes Anderson, Odin Patch, Puffy, Evan Hansen getting the second half start with Peterson, and now a pass inside. And Sjogren with the assist, finding Isaiah Downey underneath. Downey now with 18, 50-32 in favor of the Tigers. That is their biggest lead of the night at 18. Here's a screen. Anderson trying to go down low, and Isaiah Downey with the steal. Downey down the left side, goes up too strong off the window, and a whistle, maybe a touch late on the whistle, but I don't think there was much doubt that there was contact on the backside. Coach Fetterman's not going to like that. From my angle, it really looked like there was some contact from the backside, just that the whistle was a touch delayed, and I think that's when coaches question it. Isaiah Downey at the free throw line, 3 for 5 in the first half, leaves the first one short here in the second half to start. So now Evan Anderson has 3 fouls on for Blackduck, and he becomes the first official player in foul trouble. Downey misses both free throws. Nelson, the offensive rebound, and then leaning back, kisses it off the window. 4 for Nelson, and the lead is 20 for Pine River-Backus. Puffy getting a screen from Peterson. Used it both directions, left and right. Now he's going to hand it off to Patch. Here comes Peterson. Ooh, that was close to a moving screen. Peterson down underneath. Kicks it back out to Puffy. Tigers man-to-man in the second half as well. And Puffy, the up and under, no. Peterson offensive rebound. Trying to get it to Hansen. It's tipped away by Downey. The rebound and the turnover, and then on the other end, Downey tried for the dunk perhaps. He lays it up and in, smile on his face, as the Tigers have started the second half with the first 6 points, and they have the lead up to 22. Here's a drive by Puffy. Puts a high arcer over Downey. That one a little too short, and it goes off the rim, went off of the foot of Jonathan Sjogren, and Blackduck will have a second chance here. Nice crowd on hand, rather quiet right now. Isaiah Downey tried to get them up off their seats with a dunk, but didn't quite have the angle on it. Puffy out near the half-court stripe. Just about 2 minutes gone by here in half number 2. Puffy slams on the brakes, kicks up top to Anderson. Anderson with the drive and the kick. Puffy stepped on the line. Oh, they missed it. Stepped on the line right by the bench. Here's Anderson for 3, and he hits. We have a whistle, and it's going to be the bucket, and the Drakes are going to get it back. The 3 is going to count for Evan Anderson. So Anderson hits the 3 to make it 54-35, and then they're going to get a foul on Cole Oberfeld, and the Drakes will get a chance to inbound it. Oh, and they turn it right back over to the Tigers. Tigers, Isaiah Ollie back the other way. Boy, Blackduck could have gotten a nice little momentum boost. Here's Ollie with the runner, right side, left side, no. And the rebound, we're going to have a tie-up. Downey and Hansen tied up, and the ball will belong to Blackduck. 54-35. Evan Anderson with 9 for Blackduck, hitting that last 3. Here's Puffy with the drive and the kick. Peterson from 15, in and out. And Isaiah Downey with the rebound. I think Coach Fetterman can be happy with the shot, just didn't fall. Downey inside, Oberfeld with the finish. Well, that's a little role reversal from what we saw in the first half. Downey feeds Oberfeld. Oberfeld with 7. Blackduck quickly back into the half court, and they got it poked away into the backcourt right to Anderson. Just about 3 minutes gone in the second half. 56-35 in favor of the Tigers. There's a steal for Jonathan Sjogren, an easy one. 5th turnover already for Blackduck. Sjogren at the free throw line, and he gets hacked by Peterson. That'll be number 3 on Logan Peterson. Team foul number 3 already here in the second half for Blackduck. Up top to Sjogren. Here's a floater. Oberfell short. Rebound on the deck, and Peterson collects it for Blackduck. Evan Anderson, by the way, has 11 in the second half. 56-35. Here's a drive by Puffy. Contact and a foul on Pine River-Backus. They'll wave off the shot. That's going to be on Oberfell, and he's the first Tiger in foul trouble with 3. Carter Eveland will check in for Oberfell. Drakes will inbound underneath. Pine River-Backus up by 21. It was 48-32 at the half. They lob it in to Peterson. Peterson against the heavy guard of Mason Nelson. Goes up top to Patch. Peterson trying to set the screen. Patch will hand it off. It's Puffy. Shot clock at 10. Puffy looking to drive. He's done a nice job. And then Isaiah Downey with the denial. That time Downey just waited a half a tick with a lot of height advantage. And he swats that one out of bounds. Shot clock at 7. Drake's looking to inbound, almost threw it away. Puffy, shot clock at 5. Puffy gets a screen, crosses over, shot clock at 3. Spins, and they will not get the shot off. Shot clock violation on Blackduck. This is something that young team can learn a lesson. I didn't hear a single word from the bench of counting down with the shot clock winding down. The bench, that's an important job to make sure their teammates know when the shot clock's winding down. Carter Eveland, left side on the wing. Tigers. Eveland with the drive, and the young 8th grader all the way to the rack, misses. Nelson, another offensive rebound, another putback for Mason Nelson. 58-35, Tigers just over 4 gone in half number 2. Blackduck, Patch, right side, gets a screen from Hansen, had a quick look at 3. Instead drives, gives it Peterson, kicks out to Puffy. Puffy, the hesitation in the lane, goes up, high arcer, no, and on the rebound, it's tipped over to the near sideline. Ollie just collecting it before the stripe. Ollie hops across into the front court with the runner, puts the runner up, no, Isaiah Downey, second chance, the spinner, this one off the left side, and the rebound going to go off Jonathan Shogren, and it's going to be, we have a technical foul here? And we're going to have a technical foul called against Isaiah Ollie. He had the drive on the left side and potentially felt that there was some contact, and whatever it was, there might have been some words, and Bristol Alexson will check in for Ollie, who's sat on the bench now, has to go back on the court. Technical foul, and Colton Puffy at the free throw line for the Blackduck Drakes, knocks down the first. He was 5 of 6 in the first half, hits his first point in the second half. And he goes 1 for 2, missed the second, and now Isaiah Ollie will sit with Bristol Alexson coming in. 58-36. Pine River-Backus in front. The Drakes will inbound to Anderson. He'll walk it across the timeline. Between the circles, fakes the handoff. Good defense there by Carter Eveland. Puffy gets the screen from Peterson. Puffy trying to drive against Nelson. Baseline, wraps it in to Olden Patch, and Olden Patch with the finish. Puffy's got 4 assists with his 21 points, 58-38. PRB, Shogren, the give and go to Eveland, and a beautiful floater from Jonathan Shogren. That's his first bucket tonight. 12:44 to go in the second half. Tigers by 22, and then Carter Eveland swatting it out of bounds as Carter Eveland trying to pick up the pace, the tempo, and the intensity for Pine River-Backus. Good crowd still here. Blackduck has 2 of their timeouts remaining for the second half. Pine River-Backus with 4. Tigers have the possession arrow right now. And a big lead. Tigers won by 32 in their first meeting. Evan Hansen has it swatted away, and we're going to have a foul. That's going to be one of those kind of bad luck fouls because Carter Eveland, as the ball got swatted towards the top of the key, went for it. Hansen just beat him to the spot. Eveland crashed into him and ends up picking up his 3rd foul. Team foul number 4 on the Tigers. Drakes will inbound in front of their own bench. Shot clock resets at 20. Puffy. Eveland better be careful. He's going to pick up number 4. Puffy gives around him, spins on the block, goes in, and he's going to be fouled by Isaiah Downey. At least I think it's going to be on Downey. Yes, it is. And that'll be number 1 on Isaiah Downey tonight. Already 5 team fouls on the Tigers here early in the second half. 12:21 still on the clock. Puffy back at the free throw line. 6 out of 8 tonight for the sophomore. And the first one, nothing but net. No subs this time. Sjogren, Eveland, Downey, Alexson, Nelson, the 5 on the floor for the Tigers. Drakes have gone about 7 deep as Puffy hits both free throws. He's got 23 and the lead is 20. 60-40. Blackduck 2-3 zone all first half. They've been man-to-man so far all through the second half. Isaiah Downey rips one down inside, looking for Alexson, saves it to Nelson. Gonna put up the 3, and he hits just as Alexson accidentally hit one of the light switches. Mason Nelson, the senior, buries a 3 from the corner. He's got 9, 63-40, as they have to flip the switch back on after Alexson crashed into the wall, turning part of the lights off here in the gym. Tigers full court press, Nelson with Downey next to him. Anderson will bring it into the front court. Alexson gonna put the pressure on, that's a foul. Can't put both hands on him like that when they swing the ball over. Bristol Alexson picks up his second. And the Tigers, the Pine River-Backus, are 1 foul away from putting Blackduck into the bonus the rest of the game. And it's a good margin, but if you're the Tigers, you just want time to keep rolling. Here's a drive. This is Anderson right around Alexson. He scores. Anderson with 7 this half. He's got 13. 63-42 PRB. 11:39, lots of time left. Isaiah Downey driving, he gets bumped, he gets fouled. I think that's going to be against Colton Puffy. Yep, it is. That'll be his second. And Coach Fedema is going to take a timeout. He's going to take a full timeout, and that will leave Blackduck with just 1 timeout remaining. Final week of the regular season. 11:36 to go. Timeout on the floor. Pine River-Backus leading 63-42. This is Northland Conference Boys Basketball on your liveevent.com.
Economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community.
No, he had a full and a 30
families,
left.
Being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the
Welcome back after that
details,
one.
including pictures, videos, marketing, titles,
Discrepancy.
and payments.
Called a full
It was
scorebook, said he only
almost
had 30s
immediately
left.
over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced
He had
that
a
before
full
with
left.
any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
Devin Kroger back with you. Jester running the show as well. Our steady producer for yourliveevent.com. Carter Eveland inbounds after the Blackduck timeout. 1 remaining. Isaiah Downey at the high post. Kicks it out to Eveland. Eveland with the step back. The 3. Nothing but net. First bucket of the night for the 8th grader Carter Eveland. And then we have a whistle, and Bristol Alexson, after that 3 went up and battling for the rebound. Alexson coming off hobbled and hurt. Eli Champ will check in for him. The lead is 24 for the PRB Tigers. That's their biggest of the night, trying to sweep Blackduck for the 2nd straight season and win their 5th in a row in the series. Evan Anderson across the way to Odin Patch. Peterson comes to set the screen. Patch driving down underneath the basket. Tried the reverse layup, but he was way not in the right position. And the Tigers with an easy rebound. All orange underneath the basket. Champ working against Peterson. Picks up the dribble, drops it, looking for Downey on the cut. Pass was tipped, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Blackduck. Drakes will send in Mason Lundberg and Keaton Grover. First subs we've seen in a little while from Coach Fedema. Drake's 4-20 coming in. Tigers 14-10. Both teams one more regular season game after tonight. Here's a three by Downey. This one off to the right side. Rebound tapped out. Tigers have another chance. And Downey going to drive the left side. Too strong off the window. Rebound tapped out. Not a lot of good boxing out happening in this game. Blackduck sprinting the other way. It's Puffy. Puffy spins, kicks it out to Hansen. Hansen, oh, he hopped. I think that was a travel. Anderson for three. This one front iron, no. Oberfell there for the PRB rebound. 10:29 to go. Champ. Oberfell with the long pass. Oberfell on the kick out three. This one off the right side. Evan Anderson rebounds for the Drakes. Up ahead. And up ahead, Mason Lundberg, the freshman. And nobody for PRB went back with him. First bucket for Lundberg. Tigers get burned on that one, 66-44, as we are about to hit the 10-minute mark here in half number 2. Oberfell, left side. Cutter, good block there by Evan Anderson as Evelyn was going to cut down the baseline. Very good recognition there. Jonathan Sjogren brings it back out to the Tigers logo. 13 to shoot. Sjogren inside, fouled. Oberfell with a chance for another assist as Sjogren will head to the free throw line. Sjogren, the senior, 2 points tonight. Foul is going to be on Lundberg. That'll be his second. Team foul number 5 on Blackduck here in the second half. First free throw for Sjogren is good. Deers will come back in for Pine River-Backus. Second one on the way, got them both. Cass Lake Bena leading Walker Hackensack Akeley 6 minutes into the second half, 47-39. Here's Puffy with a double pump shot at the free throw line. That one off the back. Champ pulls down the rebound for PRB. Nevis leading Calgary Northholm 49-43. That one 6 minutes into the second half. And there's a great cut. Deers finding Sjogren. Sjogren with 6, and the lead is at 26 for the PRB Tigers. 70-44, 9:20 to go. Evan Anderson up near the top, resets the offense. Over to the right side, kicks it out. Here's a three from Grover. This one just short on the right side, and Downey all alone for the rebound. Looking for that one other Northland Conference score, but I don't think I'm going to find it. Here's a drive, Isaiah Downey, left side, the scoop score. 22 for Downey. Pine River-Backus on a 9-2 run, and they're opening this one up again, 72-44. Tigers won by 32 in the first meeting. Here's Puffy, left side, right side, no. Offensive rebound, Hansen cannot get the putback. Tigers quickly back the other way. Sjogren to Downey. Downey, head fake, goes around Hansen, he'll lay it up and in easily. The lead has swelled to 30 here in the second half. 8:25 to go. It was a 16-point lead at the break, 48-32. Puffy gonna take the shot over Deers, and he hits. Second of the night from beyond the arc for Colton Puffy. He's got 26. Certainly a bright spot for this Blackduck team without a single senior on the roster. Jonathan Sjogren on the right side to Deers. Deers flips it down to Champ on the blocks. Champ with the fadeaway, too strong off the window. Rebound tap. Deers has it in a second chance for the Tigers. Downey, he'll try the turnaround in the lane. That one off the mark. Hansen, the rebound, and he's going to be fouled by Eli Champ. Lost his balance, kind of landed on the foot of Champ. The freshman helped up by his teammates. Champ will pick up his third, and again, Blackduck is in the bonus. The freshman, Evan Hansen, has not scored tonight. As here comes some Tigers off the bench. Alexson and Nelson return, and for the first time, we see junior Ike Larson into the contest. Hansen will be at the free throw line. So it's Eveland, Larson, Deers, Alex, and Nelson, the 5 on the floor for Pine River-Backus. Looking for win number 15 on the year, which would match last year's total. The freshman Hansen, first one rolls in, and he's got his first point tonight. Post-game show will follow, the notes, numbers, and awards. McGregor beat Mille Lacs tonight in boys hoops. Final of that one, 56-41. Second one for the Frosh. Got it. 74-49 as Peterson will come in for Hansen. Pequot Lakes boys basketball tonight up big on Malacca, 73-30. That one with just 4 minutes to go. And now on the near side, a near steal by Colton Puffy. Into the Tigers bench he went. Larson will inbound to Nelson. Open look, 3 on the way, off the back. And the rebound to Anderson for Blackduck's Drakes. The Drakes in white to our right here for half number 2. Tigers in a 2-3 zone defensively, so they've switched up. And here's a steal, Bristol Alexson up ahead to Eveland. Eveland to flip, and he's fouled, and he'll head to the stripe. Foul is going to be on Evan Anderson. That's his 4th for Blackduck. A lot of time left, 7:24. Carter Eveland was holding his right hip a little bit. He's going to stay in the contest. 3 points tonight for the 8th grade son of head coach Micah Eveland, and the first one is good. Hansen will come in for Anderson, and Coach Fedema going to take one of his top guys out. Anderson with 13 tonight. And the second free throw rolls off the left side, and it's going to be tipped by the Drakes. Alexson trying to get it back, but the Drakes secure the rebound. 75-49, 7:15 to play. Devin Kruger here with you. With a huge thank you to all of our advertisers and sponsors. All that you see and hear is here's a steal by Eveland. Eveland will go coast to the right. Oh boy, that was a nasty spill, and they're going to get a flagrant foul on Colton Puffy, and Carter Eveland slow to get up. Puffy, they're going to say a little too hard on that foul, and they're going to say an intentional foul. Puffy talking to Coach Fedema. Sometimes you want to make somebody earn it at the line, but there's that line between a hard, clean foul and one that they feel had a little too much intent. They're going to whistle Puffy for the 3rd foul. They're going to say intentional. So Carter Eveland will have 2 free throws. He hits the first, and Pine River will have the basketball as well. 76-49. And I'm not sure, I mean, the Tigers have been pretty relentless. You always wonder if, there's, so just some frustration with that as Keaton Grover will come in for Puffy. Puffy with a really nice night for Blackduck with 26 points, but that one a little too much on that unnecessary side. Gets hit with the flagrant intentional foul. He's pulled out of the game. Tigers up 76-49. Now Eveland fires up a 3. Wanted to light up the crowd and show everybody's okay. Nelson, offensive rebound, no. Alexson, 3rd chance, no. Nelson trying to battle for it underneath. The ricochets it off of Peterson, and the Tigers will keep it again. And it's one of those things that this is always a bit of one of those tricky situations, because if you're the Tigers, you have to keep pushing. You have to keep working hard. You are working on the way you need to play to make a playoff run. And then for Blackduck, you're trying to match that intensity, and now we have a rebound, and we're going to have another foul on a rebound, and the Tigers are racking up offensive rebounds. They are just out hustling Blackduck now, keeping that energy level high. The foul is going to be called on Logan Peterson, his 4th, and that will put Bristol Alexson, the sophomore, at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. And of course, for Blackduck, you're frustrated, you're losing big again. You've had a tough season, but Coach Fedema talked about they're rebuilding. They are growing. They have no seniors on the roster. You can't let those emotions boil over. You just got to keep plugging away. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. Alexson hits the first free throw to earn the bonus. The sophomore with 5 tonight, and another free throw coming. 6:46 to play. 77-49. PRB on their way to their 15th win this year. Their 5th straight over the Drakes. As Alexson hits the second free throw. And the season sweep for the Tigers. Here's the pass right into Gabe Deere's hands. Off balance, got caught in the air, but then Odin Patch gets it right back. That's only the 3rd turnover on the Tigers this half. Patch looking up top to Hansen. Comes to get it, got it knocked away by Alexson. Alexson with another steal. Alexson down the left side, hits the brakes, kicks it out. Eveland, quick 3, off the front, off the back, and it rattles in. 81-49, and the lead has swelled to 32 for the PRB Tigers. Matching their biggest high of 30. 6 minutes to go. Here's a step-up three for Grover off the front, and Alexson rebounds. Eveland running the point. Took a couple of hard spills, still at it, steps into another three off to the left side, and that rebound out of bounds to Blackduck. Subs coming in, Puffy and Anderson will come back in for Blackduck. Coming in is Brody Day for the PRB Tigers, much to the delight of the student section. Again, a big thanks to all those advertisers and sponsors you hear throughout the contest. Can't do it without them. Post-game recap with a couple of sponsored awards coming as well. Colton Puffy to the right side. Anderson steps into a three. This one spins out, and Eli Champ with the rebound for the Tigers. Eveland across the stripe. Over to the right side to Day. Day gonna step into three off the front. Rebounded by Peterson. Up ahead to Puffy. Puffy with the pump fake. Puffy with the drive, and he gets tripped up. No foul call. Rebound to Pine River-Backus. Here's a Ike Larson shot, and that one out of bounds. Oh, they're gonna say clean. And that one out of bounds to the PRB Tigers. Give Odin Patch a block shot on that one. 5:16 to go. Larson trying to feed it inside. Great hustle by Evan Hansen. Almost got the steal. Knocked it out of bounds on the near side. We'll try it again. 5:14 on the clock. Tigers will inbound on the near side corner. Larson to toss it in. Looking. Drake's now a long pass, and it's knocked down by Anderson, and he takes it away. Anderson's third steal tonight. Anderson down the left side gets hammered by Bristol Alexson, and he'll go to the line for two. Alexson will pick up his third personal. Anderson at the free throw line tonight, 1 for 2 back in the first half. He's got 13. And the first free throw missed. Fans giving him the business on that one. Deers in for Pine River-Backus. Final home game for the Tigers Friday night against Wadena Deer Creek. Second one drops in. 81-50. Tigers won 79-47 in the first meeting. Ike Larson, right side on the wing. Around the back, trying to go inside, taken away by Puffy. Puffy with the steal, and then Puffy fouled by Carter Eveland. Tried to cross him over, and Eveland reached in and caught him. That'll be number 4 on Carter Eveland. Puffy to the free throw line. Is that double bonus yet? Nope, so that's number 9, so it's single bonus. 1-1 for Colton Puffy, who is 8 for 10 from the free throw line tonight. He's got 26 to lead Blackduck, and it rolls off the left side. Missing the front end of the 1-1. Under 5 to play. 81-50. A lot of fouls, a lot of turnovers in this one. Deers to Eveland. Pump fakes Eveland with the drive, and he gets bumped, fouled, no call. I'm gonna say there's a little bit late on some of these whistles, but there's no doubt it was the right call. The foul is going to be on Evan Hansen. That'll be his third. And Carter Eveland with a very aggressive drive to the basket. The 8th grader has 8 points, and he's at the line for 2. First one, perfect. He's went 1 for 2, hitting the first, missing the second. The first 2 trips to the line tonight. Let's see if he can get the clean one this time. And he does. Zips them both through. He's in double figures with 10. 83-50, 4:37 to go. Evan Anderson lobs it, and Gabe Deers read that beautifully. Third steal for Deers, and then he gives it right back as Anderson steps in front of Eveland. Turnover number 6 this half, 15 in the game for Pine River. 28 turnovers tonight for Blackduck. Here's a shot inside, and Eli Champ and Evan Hansen ties him up afterwards. Now a little extra discussion as the two guys battle for the ball a little bit. Possession arrow did favor the Tigers. 4:15 to go in this one. Pequot Lakes got the win 79-30 at Malacca. Here's Day with the runner, gets off the right side. Eli Champ battling for the rebound again with Logan Peterson, and this time the possession arrow favors the Drakes. 4:05 to go, 83-50. Staples Motley and Pelican Rapids. Looks like Pelican Rapids gets the win there, 65-52. Evelyn almost with a steal instead of foul, and that's going to spell the end of the night for Carter Evelyn, and that's going to put Logan Peterson at the line for 2. So Evelyn will foul out with 3:58 on the clock. The 8th grader with 10 points all in the second half. He'll be replaced by Alexson. Junior Logan Peterson. 2 points tonight for the Drakes. He's got 2 coming on the double bonus. And the first one, a very friendly roll after it just about came to a rest on the back of the rim. Second one on the way, got them both. 83-52, just under 4 to play. Nevis leading Kelly Northrop 65-56. 9-point game with 5 minutes to go. Alexson, Hansen all over him. Here's the lob to Day. Day dropping it down to Deers. Out to Alexson, steps in for 3. Front iron, no. And on the rebound, they'll get a foul on Eli Champ. That'll be number 4 on Champ, and more free throws on the other end. No score update from LaPorte and Red Lake. Missing that Cass Lake Bena. There it is. Now they still have it with 12 minutes to go in the second half, so no new update for that one. The freshman, Evan Hansen, at the free throw line. First one is good. 83-53, and now the Drakes will start going a little deeper in their bench. First time we see freshman Zach Schmidt into the contest. Second free throw off the front, and Champ with the PRB rebound. Larson with it. 3:30 to go. A very slow moving second half. Lots of fouls, lots of whistles, turnovers. A couple of times a little delay with injuries. Here's Brody Day with a drive. Day running, shot no, but a foul. 2 shots coming for the junior Brody Day. Falls on Odin Patch. That is his first. Both teams now with 10-plus fouls for the contest. No score update as Day's free throw is good, much to the crowd's delight. Coming in for the Blackduck Drakes, freshman Aiden Sheldrup in for the first time. No score update for the LaPorte Long Prairie Grey Eagle girls game winner. That one comes to Pine River on Thursday. Second free throw missed. Blackduck with the rebound. Evan Anderson with it. Pass tipped by Ike Larson. Tigers trying to lead him down the court, and they'll turn it back over. And right back come the Drakes. Puffy to Sheldrup. Here's the drive by Anderson. The kick out, right side. Patch wants 3 and hits. Odin Patch on the kick out from Anderson. 84-56. 2:45 left in this one. Larson under heavy duress. Needs some help. Kicks it over to Alexson just in time. Alexson down the right side. Goes, attacks the basket and scores. Bristol Alexson. 86-56, PRB. After Blackduck got a win on Friday, now here's Puffy for 3. That one a little too strong. Deers with another PRB rebound. Tigers have pretty much owned the glass tonight. Here's Deers, drive and kick. Champ steps back for 3 on top of the, off the front iron, and the rebound knocked out of bounds to Blackduck. Now Blackduck will bring in freshman Riker Patch, sophomore Jace Knott, And then Lundberg comes back in as with 2:06 to go, Coach Fedema will pull his starters. Anderson leads with 14. Colton Puffy after 20 in the first half, 6 in the second half, but he leads with 26 and a tipped pass out of bounds. Inbounding on the near side will be the sophomore Knott. Right in front of the Blackduck bench. 1:56 left in this one. Left side to the free throw line. Putting the ball on the floor. Was that off his own foot? Well, it doesn't matter. It was ended up touched by Riker Patch. Turnover on Blackduck. 13th in the half, 30 in the contest. Coach Eveland calling out the play. Ike Larson left side to Deers. Deers at the top of the key. Picks up the dribble over to the right side. Ike Larson wants three. Front iron no, and gets his own rebound. Larson goes out. Almost stepped into another one. Picks it to Day on the right side. Day inside to Champ. Champ double team back to Day. Day puts up the high arcing three. Airballed it. Alexson underneath is going to be fouled. Got his hands on it, and Sheldrup came down with some contact, and Bristol Alexson to the free throw line for 2 again. He's got 8 points tonight, 4 in each half for the sophomore. 1:18 on the clock. First one is up and short. Tigers will go to 15-10 on the year, 8-6 in the Northland. The Drakes fall to 4-21 overall, 2-12 in the conference. Second one off to the left, missed them both. Blackduck rebounds. Champ runs a little interference, but coming out of that is Lundberg, the freshman. This very, very youthful Blackduck Drakes team. At the top is Knott. Knott over to Lundberg. We hit a minute to go. Shot clock at 15. Sheldrup to the right side. Tipped. Lundberg collects it, looking inside, and it's going to be a foul on Champ, kind of reaching through Zach Schmidt. And the freshman Schmidt will have a chance to get on the scorebook tonight. Eli Champ will fall out with 53 seconds to go. And Coach Eveland, looking at the bench, will put back in Cole Oberfell. A lot of chanting over from the Pine River-Backus faithful. Free throw for the freshman Schmidt. In, out, and back in. 86-57. Second one on the way. This one back iron. Didn't get the friendly roll this time. Deers saves it. Scramble for it on the far side, and the Drakes will pick it up with a second chance. 45 seconds to go. Here's a quick three. This one by Patch. That one off the mark, and Deers goes up for the rebound. Up ahead to Larson. Larson, and he's fouled. Nope, they're going to wave off the shot. Tiger fans wanted him to give it to him. Even the official smiling after that one. Foul's going to go against Jace Knott. And Ike Larson, the junior, at the line for 2. 38 seconds left in this one. Kind of a dreadfully slow second half with all the fouls and everything. First free throw is short. The Tigers will collect the victory, their 5th straight over the Drakes. Second one on the way, and this one spins all the way around the 360 and drops in. Larson with his first point tonight. Just a 3-second differential, 33 seconds to go in this one. Lundberg to the right side to Riker Patch. Baseline jumper, back iron no, and Brody Day on the rebound. Shot clock should be off. There it is, 20 seconds to go. Cole Oberfell across the timeline. Oberfell dribbles. Blackduck with some pressure to Day. Day over to Deers. Deers going to step in and shoot, and he hits. First bucket for Deers. As the Drakes, Sheldrup will throw up a three. No, rebounded by Day, and that'll do it for tonight's matchup. Final score here in Pine River, the PRB Tigers 89 and the Blackduck Drakes 57. The Pulse game recap will start right after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 43 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC. And online at shruppexcavating.com.
You can take off, Jester. Thanks, buddy.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Welcome back. Devin Kruger here with you. It is a final 89-57. The PRB Tigers with their 15th win of the year. It was 48-32 at the half. Tigers outscored the Drakes in the second half, 41-25. 16-point lead, and talked about starting the second half. For the Drakes, you were hoping from their side of it, you would have liked to have seen them come out and have that same intensity, be able to kind of play maybe that even ball that they did to start the game and end of the first half. For the Tigers, you're hoping to, if you're a fan of them, you're kind of hoping them, all right, come out, get yourself established again, pull ahead, and just, keep pulling away, get, kind of establish your dominance to start the second half a little bit more. And that's more of the way that it went. Second half started with 6 straight points for the Tigers. And then after Blackduck played a little even ball, it was another run. Tigers pushed the lead to 24 at 66-42. After Blackduck scored, a quick 8-0 run pushed it to 30 points at 74-44. A foregone conclusion for the most part. After that, PRB cruises for the home win, 89-57. Tigers go to 15-10 overall, 8-6 in the conference. Blackduck falls to 4-21 overall and 2-12 in Northland Conference play. Looking at the numbers for this one, turnover-wise, the Tigers definitely had the advantage. I think for Coach Evelyn in the first half, definitely too many turnovers. Tigers had 9 in the first half, and it's just because they kind of just had some poor decision-making at times, playing a little fast, maybe part of that mindset that you see sometimes with high school kids is like, they felt obviously that they were the superior team tonight, so they were a little bit more careless with the ball, trying to see if they could, almost like seeing what they could get away with, so to speak. But the Tigers had 9 in the first half, had 7 in the second half, but they were really clean for most of the second half. A few of those were pretty late in the game when the subs were in. Overall, 16 turnovers for the Tigers compared to the 30 committed by Blackduck. On the rebounds, the Tigers had 49 rebounds tonight, 25 offensive. Blackduck had 36 total rebounds, 11 offensive boards for the Drakes. From the free throw line, this game dragged on in the second half, and it's because there were a lot of fouls. Guys were reaching, guys weren't moving their feet. Teams were attacking the basket, which does play a part into it, but it was a lot of free throws in this one. And from the free throw line tonight, 15 of 26 for Pine River-Backus, 16 of 23 for Blackduck. Individually here tonight for the Drakes, Colton Puffy, he'll be fun to watch the next couple of years. 26 points, 20 of them in the first half. He was 8 of 11 from the free throw line. He also had 4 assists and 2 steals. Evan Anderson, 14 points, had him for 4 steals, 2 assists as well for the Drakes. And then let's see, 7 points for Odin Patch, 4 points for Logan Peterson, 3 for Evan Hansen, 2 for Mason Lundberg, and 1 for Zach Schmidt. For the PRB Tigers, leading the way tonight, Isaiah Downey, 16 in the first half, added 8 more for a total of 24 with a couple of steals. 21 all in the first half for Isaiah Ollie with a couple of assists. 10 points all in the second half for Carter Evelyn with 3 steals. Mason Nelson with 9. Bristol Alexson with 8 with 2 steals and 2 assists. Cole Oberfeld, 7 points. Let's see, I had him for 6 assists and 4 steals as well. And then 6 points for Jonathan Sjogren with 3 assists, 1 point for Ike Larson, 1 point for Brody Day. Final score of this one, Pine River-Backus with the victory. They sweep the season series against the Drakes. They have won 5 in a row in the series, and it's 89-57, your final tonight in Pine River. We will be back post-game awards, hopefully some interviews as well, as the Tigers get the win tonight on yourliveevent.com.
Heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top
Way to be
with the
useful,
customer
Kaylee.
service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
When you buy your propane from Lakes Community Co-op, you get the propane from the pro without the pain. The pro from Lakes Community Co-op starts with the service, monitoring systems, budget programs, online bill pay with additional services.
Way to be useful,
from Lakes
Kaylee.
Community Co-op. They set the tank, fill the tank, monitor and deliver propane as you need.
I just disappear sometimes.
888-935-2281 to get propane to you from Lakes
Cole and
Community Co-op.
Jonathan.
For more information, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Jonathan, yep.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Welcome back to Pine River. Devin Kruger here with you. Pine River-Backus with the win, 89-57. Tigers will play at home Friday night for the regular season finale against Wadena Deer Creek. Scheduled pregame at 6:40. That will have radio and video coverage. We'll have radio on KLKS Talk 100. And then we will have the video live stream, of course, for you right here on yourliveevent.com. Well, of course, I was trying to pull up the scores, and it doesn't want to cooperate with me. I had Pine River-Backus with the win here tonight, of course, a final of 89-57. As we'll have a post-game award winners. We got one already up here. Let's bring them over here. It's going to be our Hugo's Family Marketplace star of the game. It's going to be senior Cole Oberfeld. Last week of the regular season, so you got a couple of home games in this gym, getting ready for playoffs. How much coming into the week, if at all, did you guys talk about making sure you end on a high note with a couple of victories on the home floor?
We haven't talked about it much, I guess, but I think we definitely came into the week thinking that we needed to win every game this week, and it was a big week. There's seeding and all kinds of stuff that's happening, so we just knew coming into it, it's a big week. We got to win games.
Things didn't start off real good for the Tigers. The Blackduck came with a lot of energy. You had to take, Coach Evelyn had to take an early timeout. What was that conversation like in the huddle, Cole?
We just got to step it up. We started slow, and especially a team that we're very capable of beating early on, just getting a big lead. We needed to play better, faster, more physical. That's all it was.
Well, I certainly noticed that whatever he said worked, because you guys really came out flying. You literally flying into basically into the crowd. But we know that those types of plays make the others pay attention. For you, I know you're a high energy guy. So when you come out of that timeout, what was in your mind of this is what I've got to make sure that I'm making these plays and flying wherever I need to get this team fired up?
I think I'm just thinking being everywhere I can help my teammates. So I don't know, they're just in a better defensive spot and just really trying to be in the best spot I can to help my teammates out and be in the best spot for me.
You guys had a tough stretch, and you had some losses. Now you have these opportunities to try to pick up a couple of wins. From your vantage point, Cole, how important do you see just playing well, trying to play good, clean basketball to build momentum for the playoffs? How key is that this week?
I think it's super key. I think it's huge momentum going in, and I don't know. It doesn't matter records too going into playoffs. Records don't matter, but I don't know. I think just as a team, we need to just carry in a bunch of momentum and just going with everything for playoffs.
Another thing that I wanted to point out, especially in the first half, when you guys did start making the run, you're passing. You had some amazing assists. When this team can get clicking on offense and you're seeing good movement throughout, what is it that you're looking for, and how well do you know where your guys are supposed to be that you can pick up some of those key assists?
It's not really so much looking at my guys, but it's just really looking at the defenders and when they're not looking and just when their back's turned and just when my guys cut and just like little things like that, just like got to time it right and just little things like that, just court awareness.
Cole, great win tonight. Obviously, one more regular season game in this gym against Wadena Friday. We wish you the best of luck. It's always a pleasure covering you, buddy, and good luck the rest of the way. Hope to see you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Cole Oberfeld is our Hugo's Family Marketplace star of the game. And now we're going to our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, and that's going to be another senior, Jonathan Sjogren. Jonathan, for you seniors, and I kind of asked Cole a similar question, but I don't like to go down that road of you're getting your mind off things, but this is your last week of the regular season in this home gym. You had a good crowd tonight, and it was a game that got a little fiery, had some intense moments. What in your mind, what are you looking to accomplish? How are you feeling with this being your last week of the regular season?
With the last week of the season coming up, I'm feeling, energetic. I mean, we're going to make a run in the playoffs, hopefully, and carry some energy through these next two games and carry that on into the playoffs. So that's kind of the goal from this week, is just get some confidence on our team and make a good run.
One of the things in the few games that I've seen from this team, Jonathan, is defensively there's kind of some wavering. You guys play some zone, you play some man, and sometimes you're really just stifling teams. You're all over them, and other times it seems like they're able to kind of get what they want. What do you guys continue to work on mainly to try to solidify the defense for a potential playoff run?
When we're focusing on our defense, we're focusing on being super aggressive. We'll work on, during a game, being more aggressive. On them weaker teams, we'll work on just really being aggressive, learning how to take it back and not be as aggressive, and we've got solid defense.
Well, and you have, especially when you get when you have all the pieces, you have a little bit deeper team than sometimes Class A teams have. So is that where, with Coach Evelyn, do you have conversations where you pick up a couple fouls, it's okay, but you do want to be smart about it? Because this was a game where the fouls just piled up in the second half.
Yeah. When we get a bunch of fouls on us, our bench is super deep, so we're able to sub some guys out, and we have guys on the bench that we can trust, letting them get in there, get some playing time, and let them get what they do on the court.
You get a win tonight, and you have what it looks to be a pretty solid matchup. Non-conference, non-section, everything, but a pretty solid matchup on Friday with Wadena. Just off the kind of fresh off this one, what do you think the biggest keys are for you guys to come in Friday night, try to get that last home win?
We just got to be aggressive on defense. Most of our points come from just getting steals and fast breaks, I'd say. Other points are just dribbling down the court, shooting threes. So it's tough to say. Realistically, we got to focus on our offense more and try to run our offense more through and get easier buckets.
So Coach does say every now and then, hey, get a few passes in before the shot.
Run the play a little bit, boys. Yeah, that's what he says.
Well, a great win, obviously, tonight. I've always liked the energy that I see you bring out there, and obviously with this core group, I try to pick up on certain things. I always like seeing the intensity you bring to the court, Jonathan. Congratulations on a nice win. Good luck on Friday as you wrap up the regular season.
Awesome. Thank you.
Jonathan Sjogren, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. We'll get you hooked up with your shirt, and we will come back with the wrap up here at River-Backus, 89-57, the win tonight over Blackduck on yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a
Micah,
holiday vacations tour.
Can I get you quickly,
Join us
please?
on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour. Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division carries a wide variety of products, from bagged feeds to livestock equipment, bulk custom feeds, and they can assist you with all your
Davis
farm
only
and
beat
ranch
Kelly by
needs
5.
with on-farm analysis for
75-70.
ration balancing,
That was at
problem
Northland
solving,
tonight.
and feed mixing. Lakes Community Co-op can help your bottom line with controlled feed costs and maximum production. For more information on the Lakes Community Co-op Feed Division, visit lakescommunitycoop.com.
Hi, I'm Jennifer and I work at Marvin. The highlight of my day would be working with my crew. I love managing, I enjoy interacting with people and making their job easier. We always tackle every problem head on.
That's right, that was on that little
we work as a
4-game
team.
skid you guys
It's
had.
nice going to work and, feeling valued for what you do and just getting to know everyone. And you just make friends here. If you're looking for career development opportunities, competitive pay, come join me at Marvin.
Well, sure. Well, and I mean,
I've got a
we know
math
it too.
question for you.
When you're small school
add
basketball, you get to some of these
tolerance,
communities. Like
subtract
it's
prejudice,
you
and
got a
multiply
couple
efforts
things
to
stacked
treat
against
one
you,
another
and you
with
really
respect,
gotta.
what do you
You
get?
really gotta have your heads together.
Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us?
You guys
look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
First round, wouldn't you?
This message
I was saying, I
presented
haven't
by the
even looked at
Minnesota
the
State
section
High
standings,
School
but I'm like, you
League
guys
and the
gotta be
Minnesota
up there.
Interscholastic
Have home
Activities
team.
Administrators Association.
The PRB.
Welcome back to Pine River 89-57, our final score tonight on yourliveevent.com. And the final guest tonight is head coach for the Tigers, Micah Eveland. Coach, you get the win, but this was an odd type game. It was a tough start. You got some flow. Second half took a long time with all the fouls. I mean, at the end of it, what are some of the key things that stand out to you as you get the sweep, you get win number 15 on the year with this home win against the Drakes?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we try a little too hard. We try to jam things in there. And, that's part of the reason for that slow start is just if they're not falling, you're not getting the looks you want. You can kind of do more damage than you can good things. And that's kind of what was happening there. And we tried to swap some guys out, change a few offenses. And, ultimately in the end, kind of playing the, third through seventh, eighth guy kind of was the secret sauce there to just get a flow working, and that's ultimately what got us to just run away with it.
One of the things that you see sometimes is when you have a team like Blackduck, they're young, they're coming in, they want to put pressure on early, and they did. They hit a couple shots. Things really just weren't looking good. You had to take that early timeout. What was that conversation like? What was that message to your team there, Micah?
Honestly, it was, you guys remember Cass Lake. This is exactly what you're about to do again. And we got to make the changes. We got to make the adjustments. If you guys don't, it could end up bad.
Well, and it was very easy to notice that they came out with some fire out of that timeout. Then you got the run, you got those turnovers, you got the buckets you were looking for. And I thought for a good chunk of that run, Cole Elberfeld ended up with a couple of really nice assists. And it looks like for this team too, when you talk about that flow, they're finding each other and they're taking a little bit more time on that offensive end on each possession.
Yes, and Cole Elberfeld's done a really nice job for us. He's actually one of our best passers. He may not get all the assists, but the passes that he makes, if you come watch a game and maybe the kid doesn't make the shot or maybe it doesn't work out, but he makes some really nice looks, and he did a phenomenal job tonight passing.
defensively, because I've seen this team a few times. I actually talked to Jonathan about it a little bit too. So it's kind of like each game, the games that I've seen, Micah, you go through some stretches where you're really playing solid defense. Guys are anticipating well. Guys are moving real well, and then you also have kind of those phases where, like we saw it tonight, where number 3 Puffy got some good driving, and they were very aggressive driving to the lane, and they kind of were getting some shots that they wanted. With this being the last week of the regular season, what are some of those key points of defense that you're trying to tighten up with the guys?
Yeah, just beating them to the spot. I mean, those nice drives that number 3 was having there. I mean, it's a lack of just beating somebody to the spot. Everybody, if you got a decent quick guard, a lot of those guys can drive. They can Euro step around, just kind of maybe a poke or just a partial help. And that's just not good enough. You literally are going to have to beat these guys to the spot, commit, call for a switch, and you need to be very obvious about it so the other team knows what's going on. But for a stretch there, yeah, we did not beat him to the spot. We did not play much of defense other than maybe try to take a swipe at it as he's going by.
You have one more regular season game. You got Wadena Deer Creek, so you have that. You get the win here. We talked in the pregame about every coach is trying to build good momentum going into the tournaments next week. So with what you saw tonight, Wadena Deer Creek, it's non-conference, it's non-section, but it's a solid opponent for your last regular season game. What's the biggest thing you want to see from your guys?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I want to see is just control of the game. There was times today where we controlled it. There was times where we didn't control it. And if I can gain control of the game, I think we're going to be just fine. Whether that's offensively, defensively, taking care of the ball, pushing it up the floor. I mean, those are things where you can control the tempo of a game is by doing those things. It's, if you go down there and throw up some garbage, and beat everybody down there, that's not control at all. That's just trying to draw a foul in the last few seconds or something. But we don't need that kind of offense, when there's 3 minutes into the first half.
Right. No, I get it. And we did see a little bit of that here tonight too, but we definitely saw some good things. Obviously the guys took control on certain points of the game, got the big lead, get the win. Micah, congratulations on that. Wish you the best of luck as you wrap up the regular season Friday night.
All right. Thank you very much.
Micah Evelyn, head coach for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, as that's going to wrap up our broadcast tonight. Of course, a huge thanks to all of our advertisers and sponsors, everyone that could join us here tonight on yourliveevent.com. Final score tonight, 89-57, PRB with the win. Check out our full broadcast schedule, radio, video, all the likes at rjbroadcasting.com as we bid you a good night from Pine River. 89-57 our final. I'm Devin Kruger. Thank you for joining us. Let's do this again. I'm good. Just pack up and head out and just don't lock me in. Wonderful. I'm good to go, Vecchi. Thanks you.